our annual family vacation this year, we decided to spend some time with some friends of ours who had property on the West Coast. So we proceeded to go to the Orange County, California area, and while we were there, it was not the best time for me to take a vacation. It was a little bit before my birthday, and I was in the midst of my attempt, everybody say attempt to engage on this strict 90-day eating regimen. That's not the best time to go on vacation. And while I was there, a friend of mine began to talk up very passionately this place that was responsible for some of the most decadent cupcakes in the country. I was attempting to stay and stick with my 90-day eating regimen, so I attempted not to entertain that conversation. But as he spoke about the moisture in the cupcakes, my spirit began to leap with anticipation about how I might partake. And for a few days, I was successful in resisting the temptation to do so. I was engaging with myself in arguments in my own head. You know, one part of me was saying, it's way out here on the West Coast. When are you gonna get back here again? It's your season. It's your time. Take advantage of this opportunity while you have a chance. And the other part of me was attempting to maintain my commitment to myself during this 90-day strict eating regimen I was on. And one night it was late and everyone was asleep. My wife was asleep, my kids were asleep, and I'm laying in the hotel room, can't sleep. And you know, it was about 11, after 11 West Coast time, and here in Jersey, things don't typically stay open very late. And so I just, out of curiosity, said, let me see if they're still open. And that devil is so busy, I tell you, because when I Googled, and I pulled it up on my phone, not only did I see they were open, but you could press a button and see the cupcakes they had to offer. Now, I don't eat dairy, but one of the first ones that came up, this is how I know it was the devil. He won that night, but this is how I know it was the devil. It was a red velvet vegan chocolate cupcake. I'm gonna tell you how illogical I was thinking. I said to myself, well, let me just ride by there. So everybody's asleep. My wife is asleep, the kids are asleep. I get out of the bed, it's on the West Coast, in Orange County, so it's cold that night. Put on a hoodie, get in the car by myself, drive all the way across town in a city I'd never been to before. Walk in, the cupcakes are huge. I get 6 of them. You tell yourself all kinds of things in your head. Well, I get some for the family. That's what, you know. And it was so bad, I got in the car. I did not even immediately go back to the room. I was in the car. It's close to midnight at this point. One of the few cars in the parking lot by myself in a city I'd never been in before, all the way across town. I couldn't even wait until I got back to the hotel room. I sat right in the truck, opened that box, and I had to at least taste one. Drive all the way back home. First lady wakes up the next day. She walks in the kitchen and she sees this box. She says, what's that? I say, it's cupcakes. She said, who got these? I said, I did. She said, when? I say, last night. She said, when? I said, when y'all was asleep. So she opens the box, and the box was a box that held 6. As she sees the first row is empty, she said, so you ate 3? I said, yes. They was calling me. I was feeding. You may be wondering, what is the salience of that story to this sermon? And it's really simple. When you want something, you'll get up, put a hoodie on, drive across town, and get it. The principle I'm attempting to proclaim is simple, is that your actions reveal or actions serve as an indicator of your appetite. You'd be amazed at what you do for something you really want. When I use the word fiending, I don't do so in a negative sense. I know there are a number of different negative connotations associated with that word. I would never intentionally, at least, use that word in a way that would dismiss the real struggles that some people have with some kind of addictive behavior. But I want to redeem the word for the purpose of this preaching presentation today and substitute it for craving, longing, or appetite, because everybody's fiending for something. Everybody has something that you'll get up in the middle of the night for, put a hoodie on, and drive across town and pick up. Everybody has somebody you will put a hoodie on in the middle of the night for, go to your car in the cold and drive across town for. For some of you, it's your spouse. For some of you, it's your children. For some of you, it is your friends who are like family to you. And that is not incorrect, but there is someone that I think deserves and desires that kind of treatment. David, who defeated Goliath, talks about this in Psalms 42, verse number 1. He says, "As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, the living God. When can I go and meet with him?" We're all fiending for something. The question I'm asking is, will you get up for God? Yeah, I am not saying it is inappropriate to be willing to put on a hoodie, get in the car, and go across town for someone else. I mean, anyone who knows David's story, you know David was thirsty for a number of different things other than God. And if you would do that for your family, do that for friends who are like family, do that for people who matter and are significant to you, God would take no issue with that. But if we will do it for them and not do it for him, it's a question of whether or not our cravings are out of order. I'm saying, where your appetite goes, your life follows. That everything goes back to appetite. And the adversary knows this, and so he attempts to spoil our appetites and control our cravings so that we are hungry for things that are self-destructive and self-sabotaging, hungry for things that will hurt us and not hungry for things that will help us. I'm about to test the honesty and the authenticity in the room. Is there anyone here that's honest enough to admit, I went out of my way for some interesting things in my life? Trying to see where I hear the most noise. Okay. Yeah. Is there anyone here that's honest enough to say, Pastor, I won't even articulate some of the things that I have gone out of my way for, some of the people that I got up for that wasn't even worth rolling out of the bed for? The enemy wants to control those cravings because he understands that where my appetite goes, my life follows. That appetite is a prerequisite for advancement, because advancement requires overcoming inconveniences, and you will not endure inconveniences for something you don't want that bad. Is there anyone here that's honest enough to say there are things that you considered acquiring, places you considered going, activities you considered engaging in, but once you saw how far it was, how long it would take, how much it would require of you, you said, no, I don't want it that bad. Right? Have you ever been in a store considering to purchase something and you look at it and you say to yourself or to someone else, I think I'm going to get this, and then someone comes over or you take it to the register. Some of you got it like that. You take it to the register and they ring it up. You say, oh, that's that much? Put it right back. I don't want it. Yeah, you put that right over there. I don't want it that bad. Because it's really appetite that determines advancement, because advancement requires that you overcome or endure inconveniences, and you won't endure inconveniences for something that doesn't matter to you. Do you know why Jesus endured everything he endured? Being mocked, being beaten, hanging on a cross, being criticized, thorns on his head, a spear in his side, nails through his hands and feet. Do you know why he endured that? Because on the other side of that inconvenience was something that he believed was worth it. We need to get up. And if you really want it, actions are indicator of appetite. I'm done. If you really want it, you'll get up at night. You'll put on a hoodie and you'll drive across town for it. If you're really hungry.